I did not like the new Suicide Squad.
Oh, yeah? Well, I did a review on it on Mike Reviews.
Did you?
Yeah, it's on the other YouTube channel.
I didn't watch it yet.
You can watch the review right here.
I thought I was subscribed to that one.
Well, make sure you subscribe now.
Listen, we're going to have to do this a different way. I know you smell Yogi.
Just checking you out.
Gut feeling.
With Mike Reardon. Welcome back to another episode of Gut Feeling with Mike Reardon. I'm your charismatic host, Mike Reardon. I'm joined today with poker legend Steve Haskell.
Yeah, poker legend.
Gun decorating aficionado. You still doing those laser etchings?
Yeah, we actually have a couple of jobs lined up from Taycom coming up.
Yeah, so first 3 episodes we had Evan. Evan's supposed to be coming back.
Huge fan.
Yeah, huge fan. Yeah.
Huge fan.
He's a very interesting individual. Always worth an interview. He's supposed to come over Saturday. I don't know if he will.
I'll be waiting.
Yeah. Well, we'll
you need to get him like a combo. Somebody else in here to challenge him.
We can do it. We absolutely can do it. You gotta take that?
No, it's just Ryan.
Ah, fuck Ryan.
You can't put that on there, you know.
We'll edit it in post. So the other day I was trying to tell Kayla that 16-leg parlay story, and I was like, let me just get Steve to tell it.
So first you got to get a background of Matt, right? So Matt's this kid that I probably met. I don't know, he was like 19 at the time, maybe 18, something like that. So almost 10, 15 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
So he was always the put me in a game. I'm gonna show you what I can do. That guy at the poker table.
Yeah.
So anyway, so he had been coming over quite frequently and hanging out longer than we really wanted him to hang out, and he would kind of make like a weekend stay over at my house. But so him and Tony met up at the casino one night, and they were both sweating a parlay. Right, it was a 6-team parlay, not a 16, but
6-team.
Either way, it's
man.
still just as good. Still just as good.
That story. Yeah, the thumbnail's gonna say 16-leg parlay for $50.
So we're they were at the casino. They called me. They wanted to come over and watch the last couple of games I had. So Matt's ticket consisted of 6 games, where 4 games had played earlier. I think they all ended in some kind of surprise ending where it was overtime or like penalty shots, things like that. So they're already miracle games anyways, right?
Yeah.
So him and Tony had the same 2 last legs,
mm-hmm.
which was I think it was a Hurricanes game and an over in a Portland-Denver game maybe. I can't even remember. I just happened to be there and wanted some side action.
Yeah.
So the hockey game goes into overtime, shootout. They win the game. Now Tony's got this parlay, same thing. I'm asking him the whole time, you guys want to sell the tickets?
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't looking good in this game. You guys can at least make a little profit back. So his ticket is $140, I think, and I think it was to win around 27 and some change, maybe 2,700 and some change.
Yeah.
So I'm sitting there watching the game, not really interested in the game, just kind of like Matt's reaction to everything that's going on. Every bucket's we're in it.
Yeah.
Or oh man, we're not going to make it. So I'm doing the math a little bit, how much time's left, how many points they need to score. It's not looking good at all. So I'm going like, Matt, I'll give you like $400 for the ticket. This is like at the beginning of probably like halftime, I would say. And
this is on the last game.
This is on the last game.
Yeah.
No, I don't want to do it. I really don't. I'm like, okay, no problem. So I'm needling Tony. I'm like, Tony, you want to sell yours to it? And Tony's, the captain goes down with his shit. So, and his was for a lot more anyway. So we're sitting there, and Matt's already going over all the things he needs to do with this money if he wins it. He needs to get a lawyer.
He's already got that shit spent.
Yeah, he's already got it spent. I need a lawyer to get my license back. As the game progresses, they're scoring more points. There's less time, obviously, so I'm lowering the number that I'm going to give him. So I went down from like 400 maybe to like 360 or something, 350. Then it was, I think the next one was like 220. So he's still making some money off of his ticket. And they were not on pace by any means to make this happen. So I think in the last minute and a half, I had just shot out a number. I was like, I don't even think he's going to take it. I'm like, Matt, I'll give you like $50 for that ticket. And he goes, all right. So I immediately handed him the 50 because it's not really a bet until he has the money, right? I didn't want to hear I won it and you didn't pay me and this and that. So once I paid for the ticket, that's my ticket now. Yep. All of a sudden, I'm like, probably within like a half a second, this guy just starts lighting up threes from the time he hands me the ticket and the money gets in his pocket, right?
And Matt starts going pale.
No, I don't even think they still need to score like 20-some points in like a minute and a half. All of a sudden, it comes down to like a free throw, and they still have like 20 seconds left. So not only did I win the bet, Tony wins his bet.
Oh, man.
And Matt's just sitting there like, no. Steve, you can't do that. You can't do that. I'm like, I absolutely can. It's done.
It's done. It's in my pocket, dude.
I sold you that ticket. You were willing to let me lose 50. I ended up giving him a couple $100 extra, but I mean, it was worth the entertainment.
Absolutely.
It was definitely worth the entertainment.
Yeah, that one. I was trying to tell Kayla that when we were putting in some bets. I was like, you should. Well, of course, I thought it was a 16-leg parlay, and it was down to 2 teams.
Oh, it would. If it was a 16-team parlay, it would have been massive amounts. I mean,
well, yeah. Last time I was at MGM, or a couple times ago, JB was dealing, and
I can't stand it.
He had like 12, 13-leg parlay.
It was probably Ivy's ticket. It probably wasn't his ticket. It's just retelling the story.
Well, I mean, he was watching it live. He's like, all I need is this to be, under or over, whatever. I don't know, whatever it was.
Right.
And it was quite the sweat, and he didn't get it.
Of course, you're never going to get those.
Well, he got all. That was the last one. He had all of them.
Yeah, he should have hedged his bet.
Yeah, I think he was saying that too.
I don't think anybody likes to hedge just because they assume they're going to win it, but I don't know. I always hedge.
I don't know who assumes they're going to win a fucking 12-leg parlay ever.
I mean, how much did he put down in the parlay?
Oh, geez, I don't even know.
What, $20?
It was probably $100 or something.
Okay, so he's not super confident.
Yeah.
If he was super confident, he'd drop some money on it, right?
Put like $1,000.
Yeah, at least.
Yeah, that'd be fun. That's a real sweat right there.
Yeah, that's the infamous Matt story.
Yeah, I'd say you got a gut feeling right there.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't even really about the action or anything. It was just about Matt's reaction. Matt's reaction. I mean, the amount of money is kind of like, it was a lot. I mean,
yeah,
for $140, that was a decent bet, right?
Yeah.
But for 50, it was even better.
Yeah. Yeah, that's good. What did you do mostly during the lockdown?
Online poker and
yeah,
smoking a lot of weed, pretty much. I think a lot of people did that.
Yeah, I definitely got back in the online poker.
Smoking weed?
Well, I haven't smoked weed in some time.
I know you haven't, but
I've thought about it, with it legal now, but
can't do it.
Nah.
Can't do it. Too much to lose.
Yeah, fair enough. But,
Me, I have nothing to lose. So
were you play mostly on the app, or did you get on Poker Stars and stuff?
I didn't really get on Poker Stars too much. I was playing on the app, and then, like I said, those PLO games just started, and I really didn't even have to play online. It was just in my basement.
Yeah. That's always convenient.
So yeah, it was. The games were way too big. I mean, people were playing way outside of their means all over the place, just because I think there was a lot of extra money floating around. But
yeah, I kind of expected that. And I'm like, boy, if there wasn't this deadly disease, I would be so into getting into these games where people have extra money.
It was crazy.
Unemployment,
it was crazy.
The stimulus,
just all sorts of things. I mean,
and like I remember that one time I came over, and I think I played for like 2 hours, and I'm like, I'm getting out of here. I've been like squeaky clean the whole time, but also scolding people for going out.
Oh yeah.
And I'm like, man, I'm doing the thing that I was yelling at people for doing. But
absolutely.
To play. What the common chorus is? I don't want to live in fear. That's what they say when they want to justify doing what they want. It's like, well, no, it's not.
Well, during the whole lockdown, I got tested twice. I think it was twice. Yeah, twice.
Didn't you catch COVID?
No.
But you got sick with something.
Yeah, I had gotten something else. It was like a lung infection or something like that. But it had nothing to do with COVID. But
I remember I texted you at some point, and you were like, it took you like 3 days to reply.
Yeah.
And then you were like, oh, it was really bad.
Yeah, I mean,
and
like,
I just assumed it was COVID.
I don't know how I got it. Probably from smoking, I would imagine something. But
well, they got some nasty diseases in your basement.
Yeah,
sure.
there's definitely some. I get it cleaned every week, like sanitized. I mean,
that's good.
Yeah, more than most people do. I was the only person in my house. This is still, I still had Phil and John living with me. I was the only person that didn't catch it.
Yeah, when did they move out?
Wait,
they both got it?
Oh yeah. They were traveling all around the U.S. and telling me I shouldn't have people over, and then they're the only ones that got it. So I don't know.
Dude, for some reason I thought you got it and John didn't.
No, John definitely got it.
I think John told me he got it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He 100% had it.
Yeah. Okay.
And then Phil, I mean.
Well,
yeah, Phil's gonna get it.
No expectations with that.
Well, I mean, I'm glad they're both okay, but I mean. Let's get it.
Well, you'd hope there's no long-term effects.
I mean, I don't know. But I don't know if they have gotten vaccinated since. But
when we were talking the other day, because I think twice now. I've mentioned to people like in the basement, not everyone can get the vaccine, and you're like, yeah, I can't get it.
Yeah.
Because you got that.
Well, I had an autoimmune disease.
You had an okay.
Like 10 years ago. So and the way that autoimmune disease is triggered is usually by a vaccination or an infection. So
okay.
I want to just be extra careful, even if I do decide to get it. I don't think I would want to get it right now.
Yeah.
But if I did decide to get it, I would have to wait until it had some further
more of
robust testing. Yeah. So
this is understandable.
that's just my stance.
And you still might not be able to take it.
Yeah, I still might not be able to.
It might not be something that
I mean, I don't imagine that I wouldn't be able to. Just I don't think that they would.
I think on 2 separate occasions we've talked about it in your basement with Evan, and he's like, well, "Who can't get it?" And you're like, "Well, I can't because I have autoimmune or whatever
disorder." Yeah.
And both times it was like the first time he'd heard of not just you not being able to have it, but like for anybody to not have it.
Yeah, I mean, there's different reasons for everybody, I'm sure.
But Evan. That's a different scenario.
Evan's the only person that matters.
Yeah, and apparently his antibodies are better than the vaccine's antibodies.
I would imagine so.
Well, I don't know about that. I've heard that the antibodies developed from the vaccine are usually stronger than whatever version that you got it from.
One of my buddies is a physician's assistant, and he was kind of dropping some knowledge on it or whatever, but he didn't really say anything to me about that I should be worried to get it, but I was just advised by other people and my doctors that I should probably wait. So,
yeah, that's fair enough.
Yeah, I mean,
that's why they push for 70% of people to get it.
Yeah,
for people that can't get it.
What about AC Ducey? How'd your AC Ducey game go?
Oh, well, I mean, it was a dollar AC Ducey game, and like
they still get out of control.
It actually didn't. Which when they get out of control, it's usually me that's getting hurt, because my brother and sister won't spend more than like $20 or $30, and then meanwhile I'll pot, and then I'm in for $400 on a $1 ante.
Right. So we had an AC Ducey game. It was me, Lance, Ronnie, Snippy, and you know that guy Jaeger? That was actually the first time that I had known anyone outside of you like owning a significant amount of Bitcoin. You know, he was like, you know, we just met this guy, and he's like, oh, you know, put me on credit, and we're kind of like, you know, we just met you like 30 minutes ago. He's like, no, I got Bitcoin, and Phil's like, oh, you got Bitcoin? Yeah, okay, no problem.
Phil's just like, he's good.
Actually, no, it was Lance, not Phil, that
Lance,
said that. Yeah. So we were playing this AC Ducey game, and I think we had tried to make it like a friendly thing, right?
It always starts friendly.
Yeah. So we wanted to make it, you know, no more than $100 max bet.
Oh my God.
Well, the house we were staying in had a whole set of chips. Okay, we went through the whole set of chips because it just piled so much money in there because you could only bet $100. So now we have all the chips in there. We have chess pieces that we assigned values for.
Why aren't you just putting bills in the middle?
What do you mean? The first thing that came out of this guy's mouth was, "Do you guys have credit?" So everybody's doing the same thing, right?
Okay, yeah.
So yeah. I think maybe me and was it Snippy? Maybe me and Snippy, or me and Ronnie, one of the two. I can't remember. I think we were the only ones winning. Not only did we have chess pieces, but we started getting rocks from the yard, and we're this is 1,000, this is 1,000, you know. So like at the end of the day,
what did you guys ante?
Honestly, I can't even remember what the antes were. It wasn't that big.
What, like $20?
Yeah, I think it might have been $20, something like that. At least that's what we started at.
What AC Ducey rules do you play? Because I think we play different ones.
I don't think anything unusual than what we
orbit,
paid.
You can only bet half the pot. You do
that. Yep.
When you get two of the same number, like a 9
you can
and 9,
split them, but you have to pay them. You have to pay extra.
Oh, I never played split.
Yeah, that was something that Lance brought in.
How does that work?
So you just like your blackjack hand, you would split it. Now you have a whole new hand over here. So your 9 and your deuce. Okay, you can decide whether you want to go or not, and then this 9 and the next card. And so on.
So
now, I think you can split it twice too.
If you split it, you have to put more money in the pot.
Yes.
So
you have to pay for the split.
What do you have to pay for the split?
I can't remember. I just think I know it was at least what our ante was, but I want to say it was supposed to be double what our
double the ante.
Yeah, I want to say that's what it was.
But you could just say pass.
Yeah, you could say pass if you wanted to, but who's going to want to say pass when there's all this money in there now?
Yeah, okay.
The most you can lose is $100.
Yeah. What we were doing with those was, if you get a 9 and a 9, you can bet if it's going to go up or down.
Oh, so is that a side bet?
That's just instead you can pass as well, but
Oh.
you could say I'll bet $10 up, and then
Oh, you're saying it's an alternate bet,
if
or
you
is
get
it
if you get a 2 and a king, and there's 20 in the pot, I'm gonna bet 20,
right?
and hope a 2 or a king or an ace doesn't show up.
Okay. Oh, you're
then
saying if it's 2 9s,
But if it's a 2 and a 2,
you can say it's going to be okay. I see.
I could say, I'll bet the pot that it's gonna be above a 2, and then if it's above a 2, I get the money. The ace counts as high.
I don't know if we played that way. I don't think we did.
I think I read it online. Someone was doing it that way.
That sounds like a pretty sweet bet, though.
But if you hit a 2, it's not double, it's triple.
Oh, yeah, I like that.
And where it gets tricky is the ace. If the ace comes second, it's always high. But if it's first, you
get to choose
high or low.
Right.
If you choose high, and you get a high ace, and then an ace hits, you say down, and the ace hits, it's triple. If you choose low ace, and then you get another ace, that's not the same ace.
It's not a triple. It's just a double.
That's a double if you get another ace.
Gotcha.
So I
like
just
that.
always
I'm gonna add that in next time.
Yeah, we were doing double ante,
Mm-hmm.
and so every time we did one, somebody would get one of these spacers. After the round's over, if no one hit a rail or not when you hit the number on the side.
Right.
If no one hit it, then we do a double ante again. It just double ante. Half of it goes in the pot, half of it goes into the side pot. And the side pot is where these are. Whoever has the most of these at the end gets to keep the side pot.
I like that.
So that's what we were doing because we were only playing for.
And and the end being the main pot's cleared.
When the main pot cleared, but we had a few. I mean, you get a few hands where it gets cleared right away and no one even hits anything.
Yeah, it's not even fun.
Double ante again. It builds, and now you got a little bit of extra side cheddar.
What was the other game we used to play with the dice and the cards?
With the horse?
Is that what it was? Was it the horse?
Yeah, if you see under the mixer, I got it over there.
Yeah, but we used to play it with remember we used to have we'd remove the aces and the sevens or something like that, and the kings.
Man, did I call it California Whiskey Dick?
Yeah, you did.
I don't remember how that game was played.
Neither do I.
When did you start playing cards?
Oh man,
was it in jail like Evan?
No, I never played cards in jail. I think it was in high school, maybe my junior or senior year.
Did the games get big or
not really? I mean, I think we played tournament style. It was $100 a person. I thought a flush was all red cards, And then I just kind of picked it up, and then when I moved out to Vegas, I was.
You lived in Vegas?
Yeah, I was dealing. I was dealing some home private games for my uncles and my cousins when they had people over, stuff like that. Yeah. So that's kind of where I got into dealing, and then I don't know. I just kept on playing. I moved back from Vegas, came to 5 Star. And I thought we were going there to play pool because it used to be a pool room or arcade room or something like that. And it was all poker and blackjack.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, let me try this. Because I used to play in the casinos, but I would play limit. Because I don't know, I felt like it was a less chance I was going to get carded in a poker room than I was at the tables.
Oh,
and then once I found a couple places that recognized me at least by name, I felt comfortable playing there. So I used to play at a couple different places, but I played pretty much up and down the strip, I think, when I was about 17, 18 years old.
Jeez.
Yeah. I think the first place I played was the Palms back. I don't even think they have a poker room anymore.
What was the first big night you had from poker that you can remember?
Yeah, I can remember a couple. This is actually when I lived in Vegas. I was playing at Green Valley Ranch. It's a locals station casinos in Henderson.
Okay.
And I was playing 2-4 limit, and they had a progressive high hand that was building up over, I don't know, the course of a couple months or whatever, but everybody was talking about it because it hadn't been hit. It was 5,500.
Nice.
But they had it wasn't just each suit of a royal flush paid differently, and this one happened to be the one that hadn't been hitting the longest. It was spades.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So
the jack does something like that.
Yeah, it was similar to that. So so I was sitting there playing 2-4. I was up probably $1,200. This room was had a lot
2-4 limit game.
Yeah, a lot of locals that just played every single day and didn't really play well. But so I'm in this hand with this guy, and I had beat him in a hand prior that I think I might have sucked out on him or something like that.
Yeah.
So he already had an attitude, So I make a bet on the river with my royal flush of spades. He goes, well, I hope you got it, because like you'll get paid. And I was oblivious to this thing going on. I learned about it this hand as I'm winning this hand that I was winning 5,500.
Oh, like you win and someone's like, oh dude, that's the high hand.
Yeah, I'm like, I had
You're
no
like, "What's
idea,
that?"
And so they come over and they're like, oh, we just need your ID, this and that, and I'm just like shocked. I'm like 18 years old. I just won like 6 G's. I'm like sick.
Hell yeah.
And I go, I think my ID is in my car or something like that, And this guy goes, I knew it. This kid was underage over here playing this, and he was kind of busting my balls and didn't know that was the case. But
Yeah.
So I ended up I talked to the floor guy. I was like, hey, what's in my car? But my uncle's got my car. He dropped me off or whatever. I was like, I'll have him come by and get it or whatever. How long do you hold it for? And they're like, oh, we hold it indefinitely. So every year it's kind of like a joke. When I go back, my uncle's like, did you go pick up that money from Green Valley Ranch yet? And I'm like, I don't think that's going to work anymore.
So you never got the money?
Never got the money. I mean, I was able to cash out what I had in front of me, but it was a progressive high hand, so I had to fill out tax paperwork, all that stuff.
Oh, man.
But what was funny was I hit another high hand at another casino, Sunset Station, probably a few weeks prior to that, but it wasn't for as much. It was like 1,800 maybe. Mm-hmm. Maybe it might have been even like 1,100. And I just filled it with like bogus stuff. So I don't know.
And they gave it to you?
Yeah, I don't know how that one worked. And then this one, they're like, we need your ID.
How long ago was that?
Oh man,
more than 7 years, right?
Oh yeah,
statute of limitations.
Yeah. We hit that a long time ago. Let's see, it's over 10, 15. Let's see, 06, 15 years ago.
Well, at least you got one of them.
Yeah.
That's pretty fucking funny.
It was funny. Yeah, I had one question. I was like, who else do you have in mind for this? Like, what direction you going in?
I'm basically going to open it up to anybody who wants to be a part of it.
I think you should, ask whoever your guest is, another person that they would recommend, and then maybe give them like a, so many days to respond.
Oh, kind of do like the what was it, the AMS challenge?
Something like that. But,
well, do you have someone that you'd recommend?
Oh, for sure.
Right,
I think I have two in mind. They're both like one end of the spectrum. Mark Johnson.
Mark Johnson would love this.
Or our friend Sweet Feet. He's something you need to experience.
Actually, I had to, after the other night, I was like, dude, this isn't exclusively like a gambling thing.
Well, I mean, it's part of gambling. You run into all these different people or characters, I guess you could call them.
So either you have a good gamble story, or it's like, well, yeah, this other thing that I do. I was Halo champion of the world.
Yeah, I mean, there's no way I could describe that person where somebody that doesn't know him could fully understand it. I couldn't even do that.
Actually, I will reach out to Sweet Feet, and I may even ask Mark Johnson to come by too.
Yeah, I mean, he's in Arizona now, but he definitely likes doing these podcast things. I'm sure he's got a lot of interesting stories.
I want to avoid any like Discord interviews. I like it where I have to fuck with the cameras, because it's so much more of an organic dialogue.
Yeah. I know you have a vacancy, right?
No, I don't. I do not. That will never happen. He's trying to move out and be like, yeah, this is my best friend's house.
Or go out to breakfast every morning.
All right, well then I'm gonna reach out to Sweet Feet. I think I got his number still. I mean,
we can call him by his real name, right?
What, Joe? It's Joe, right?
Joe. Yeah, Joe.
I know he blocked me on Facebook when I was Fort Kickass.
He did mention something about that. He said because he brought it up. It was very strange that you brought it up.
Recently?
He said you're a bully.
He's not wrong.
Good feeling
with Mike Reardon.